Phantastic Feast. I'm your host, Thuy Phan. Today I'm going to show you how to make pineapple fried rice, which is a Thai take on how to make fried rice. And what I actually really love about this dish is the presentation, because when you serve anything in a pineapple, it just looks amazing. And it also tastes delicious too. And the difference between Thai pineapple fried rice and regular fried rice is, you have the flavors of soy sauce and fish sauce and curry in there too, so it has a little bit more of an exotic flavor than if you were just to do a pineapple fried rice. So this kicks it up a little bit of a notch, and I modified it a little bit because I use a brown jasmine rice because I like it to be a little bit healthier where I can cheat it. So traditionally you can use just a jasmine white rice, but I use a jasmine brown rice, and I think between those two are pretty good choices for you to make. So what you will need for this dish is a whole pineapple. You want to choose one that is pretty ripe and a good looking one. I saw this one and I thought I had to have him. You also need about half a cup of shrimp. You need about 4 to 5 cups of cooked brown or white jasmine rice. You need 1/3 cup of cashews that are roasted. I already did that in the oven already, so it's ready to go. I also add about 3/4 cup of frozen peas, and then half a cup of diced red onion, 1 cup of diced carrots, 2 tablespoons of shallots, some minced garlic as well, and you need about 3 eggs for this. And also you will need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of fish sauce, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of curry powder. And then you also need some black pepper to finish it up, or white pepper if you have it. So that's about all there is to it. So what I'll do now is I'll start with the pineapple. I'll cut it in half and I'll show you how you want to do this. I have this pineapple here. You actually won't end up using the whole pineapple for this dish. You'll use only about a cup of pineapple, but you'll need the entire pineapple to use it for the presentation. And so make sure you have a sharp knife, and you're going to cut it lengthwise. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, wow. I mean, it's already so beautiful, and it's just cutting the pineapple. So, you have 2 pineapple halves. I'll show you how to carve it. Basically, what you will do is you will make it into a rectangle, but you want to stay a little far away from the corners so that you don't carve all the way into it. And that is your carved pineapple, and that will be the base. You see there's a lot of juice in that. I'll actually save that juice because you don't want to waste that. But what we'll do is we'll dry this out in the oven so that it doesn't sog up the rice, and I'll show you how to do that as well. It only takes about 1 or 2 minutes in the oven at 320 degrees, and then that will make it a dry pineapple inside as a base for our rice. So what we'll do now is the core of the pineapple, obviously we don't use that because it is very fibrous, and I save this for juicing. And then what you do now is you just cut the pineapple. Okay, now that we have our pineapple that's carved, that is going to be such a beautiful presentation for our fried rice. I'll set this aside until we are ready to dry it up in the oven, and I'll show you the rest of the prep. So you could use the frozen peas and carrots mix, but whenever I can go fresh, I always try. So I did do the frozen peas, but I'm gonna dice the carrots fresh so that it's crispier and a little bit more fresh. And just think about the colors in this. It's gonna be so beautiful. fried rice is one of those things that is just a great dish to make if you have a lot of leftovers. I make fried rice with lapsang and chicken, whatever I have available, spam. And this fried rice, you can also add chicken to it if you want, but I am sticking strictly to shrimp. And you always want to use day-old rice. Never use fresh fried rice because if it's still hot, when you're frying it up, it just gets really ooey and gooey and kind of meow and sticky. So you want to have rice that's already refrigerated. And next we will cut our onion. I have some shallots that are already diced, but I'll use about half an onion. Again, for the color. Your onion's ready. And then your scallions. I mean, use about 3, and the scallions is really just for garnish at the end. And so you cut off the ends. And I don't use the white parts for this, just the green. So you want to cut this at a diagonal. It just looks a little bit nicer if you're going to be sprinkling it on top. So. Garlic. You want to mince this. If you have a food processor, you could use that. It'll make life a little bit easier. So now you have all your vegetable components ready, and now I'm going to peel the shrimp. It's really easy to do. And I've seen it where people cut it up into smaller pieces when they fry it up, but I actually like the whole shrimp just because I think it is more exciting when you see whole shrimp in there. So. And one thing I actually like to do with shrimp and other types of meat before you actually fry it up is sprinkling it with salt and washing it just to get rid of the fishy or the meaty smell that comes with it. So that's what I'll do. I'll put some salt on there and rinse it out, and then we will be ready to start frying things up. All right, now we have everything ready for our fried rice to get started, and I will show you how to dry out the pineapple. Basically, you're going to take tin foil and wrap the crown so that it doesn't dry out, and then you put it in the oven for about 2 minutes at 325 degrees, and it'll dry the pineapple out a little bit, so then when it becomes the base or the plate for the fried rice, it won't make it soggy. So. Kind of like it's getting highlights at the salon. All this tin foil. So let's go over to our stove and get our fried rice going. So now we're all ready to get started on our fried rice, and you're going to see how very, very simple it is. So I have a wok here. I think it's actually makes sense to get a wok for fried rice because it just, the way that it's shaped, it just makes life a lot easier. So I'm going to turn the heat on, medium-high heat, and a splash of oil. So I'll add a little bit of shallots and garlic. That's a little high. Medium-high is good. Okay, and then and I like to just sprinkle a little bit of salt on there just so it's a little seasoned already. A little bit of pepper. And then you just I'll add a little bit more oil. Pop in my shrimp. Shrimp cooks relatively fast, so. Oops. A little more oil. Okay, and here I'll add my shallots, my garlic. Add my onions. Then my carrots, because it takes a little while to cook. And I'll combine the curry powder with the salt. I'm going to add my peas. Here goes our rice. And okay. You want to just break up the clumps wherever they are so they're individual grains of rice all around. And it looks so good already. Okay, and from here I'll add the curry powder and the sugar. Okay. And to this I'll add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then we do 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. A sprinkle of salt. And here I'll add the egg in. We're almost there. It looks really amazing. Add a little bit of more pineapple. And you want to just taste it along the way and make sure the seasoning is what you want it to be. Flavorful. It has a slight hint of that curry. Taste a little bit of the sweetness from the pineapple. I add my cashew nuts. I'll save some to garnish. This is one loaded fried rice with all the good stuff. And that cashew will add a nice crunch to it when you're eating it. Okay, so basically now what we'll do is I'll bring this over to the table and we will scoop it into our pineapple that we had already dried out, and then we'll serve it and eat it. So it's ready to go. Looks great. Wow, it looks really fresh and delicious. Okay. Okay, so our pineapple, which has gone through some highlights and dried out. Yum. Okay, now it's chow time. We are ready with our umbrella to chow down on this pineapple fried rice. Okay, I have a little bit of cashews, shrimp, and fried rice. Oh. That's good stuff. You have a little bit of sweetness from the pineapple. You can taste a little bit of the curry, the crunch of the cashews. Oh, it's really good. I I feel like I took a mini vacation to the islands of Thailand and a little bit of Hawaii too with pineapple. It was a really easy and delicious meal to make. And coming up after the break, I'll show you how to make biscotti, which is a really easy dessert, but it is really delicious and goes great with a cup of coffee. Join us after the break.